Blood of the Dawnwalker promises to reveal many secrets as we sink our teeth into the game, pun intended, in the next month or so. To prepare, I have collected some of the more broad and important lore you need to know going into the game. The things like, where are we? What are we going to? Who is Cohen? Who is Brenus? And what the hell is a Dawnwalker? And of course, because I'm a theater kid reject, I had to be a little dramatic with it. So this is just a little warning here at the beginning, a quick warning that if you are trying to go in with no spoilers whatsoever, including stuff that's already been shown in trailers, this is your sign that you can leave now. I appreciate you clicking on the video, but I wanted to make sure that you have that exit if you wanted to. Let's get into it because you're probably tired of seeing my face. Veil Sangora is no ordinary valley. It's a land rent by the scars of generations of conflict, beneath the watchful eyes of its capital, Svartrau. Born out of the flow of bountiful silver trade and nestled on all sides by the towering Carpathian Mountains, it is only accessible through narrow, choking gorges, and only during the summer months. Gorges that threaten to rend the very breath from your lungs and leave your traveling party as little more than stones upon the path, forgotten by all those at home longing for their return, be it wolves or falling stones, or simple hubris that claimed them. Dense forests, mountain passes, swamps, meadows, and peat bogs, spiraling cave systems, and medieval settlements all rest upon the bones of ancient civilizations in the isolated land tucked away from the greedy hands of larger kingdoms. Even the great Albertus Taurinus could not place Veil Sangora on a map until they went. In Svartrau, its capital, a hub of trade and wealth, languages from across the continent are spoken, trade flows freely, a monument to opulence and greed even here in the edge of the world, so far removed from the neighboring civilization. Because beneath the towering edifices of Grafberg Castle and its imposing companion cathedral, the flow of silver was too much to resist. Rumor has it that the old Knyaz Skender Dragosti, a beast of obscene cruelty, took pride in tunneling the proceeds of the silver mines to expand the sprawling dungeons beneath the castle, cells known with dark walls that shimmered with the stain of generations of crimson lifeblood. Though rumor has it that there is far more to fear in Veil Sangora than simple human malice and greed. The wind tells of unholy howls haunting holy men upon their pilgrimages to the land's two saints, Saint Mihai and Saint Tina. A fearless knight and an incomparable healer, it is to these saints that the superstitious people of Veil Sangora look, as they turn their fearful eyes away from the abandoned mine shafts or haunted crags, but above all, from a primal, unrelenting dread of the dark. The people of Veil Sangora are keen to keep their secrets for fear of spilling them when trees have ears. But some may be convinced, some may whisper of fearsome warriors from ages past, decked in gold and colored plumes, fighting pale wraiths among the moonlit peaks, or tiny forest folk with cat's eyes, forked tongues and teeth like needles, of ancient ruins filled with bubbling blood. They warned of horned mountain beasts and lizards the size of horses burrowing in the peat bogs. Some may question the sanity of such claims. Do these lands between the Carpathians crawl with blood-craving Lycos? Are they haunted by mysterious warlocks and long-dead heroes? Do the woods hold mischievous fairies? Spend enough time in Veil Sangora, and perhaps you'll learn for yourself the veracity of such claims. Living to tell them is another question entirely. All of this is known of Veil Sangora, at least until the plague. When the plague came to the Vale, a mistake was made. One that would echo between its unforgiving peaks. The king issued a decree. Execute any who are afflicted with cruel and unforgiving disease. For it gave an opening to an ancient evil, a bargain with the devil. Born in the Roman Empire under the name Cassio Berenius Laurentius, AD 131, to a noble family who owned massive latifundia, Brenus was destined for greatness. He joined the rank of senators and quickly rose to the top of Roman officialdom, with ambitions to become the next consul. He was on the right track to make it happen, most unholy, most unsuitable for Roman nobility. In the blink of an eye, he was thrown unceremoniously from the very height of the lauded social ladder to its fetid, reeking bottom. But his hunger for power remained. 1,000 years later, an opportunity arose deep within the hidden valley of Veil Sangora, for Brenus could cure the plague that so ravaged the known world. He offered the panacea through his blood to those who would have simply been slain by the previous ruler, a people to be subjugated wholly beneath him and his kin. Brenus has a simple offer. No more coin taxes, obligations, and a cure for the plague for one simple request, one measly ask: a blood tax. A few drops of blood for every adult during a monthly gathering.
Please, stop. It hurts. I beg you. We're friends. Rado, please.
And if you are not strong enough to withstand this blood mass, well then, you don't have any further obligations anyway. A fair trade, wouldn't you say? Cohen is far from a well-known or well-respected resident of Spartu. Born to a peasant family as the oldest of 4 siblings, Cohen's childhood was not easy. He started working in the silver mines, the wellspring of the valley, alongside his father when he was merely a child. Yet, as an intelligent and curious child, he dreamt of adventure. Cohen looked to the horizon beyond the mountains and their dominating craggy peaks, and dreamed of traveling out of the valley, away from his chores and family obligations. But he never did. The ties that bind are strong. He knew his family needed him to survive. And even as the tugs and pangs of wanderlust ate at him, he knew he could not abandon them. What he could not know was that his life would turn in a heart's beat. The king's edict to execute with abandon any who might contract the plague struck at the heart of the peasant family. Cohen's younger sister is ravaged by the illness, and upon learning of it, the king's knights are sent to extract their bloody toll. Fleeing their callous blades, Cohen and his little sister are spared the king by an unlikely and wholly violent source.
Met under a different moon. Things might have ended
Rakiri, an ancient vampire. Brenus. The vampire lord slaughters the king's men with practiced ease and devastating cruelty of a cat playing with a mouse. It is then he sinks his teeth into the peasant family, bonding them to him by healing the little girl with the plague with his own blood. The cost? Cohen. The Rakiri seeks to turn the young man into a willing servant. Cohen is bitten, turned, but something goes wrong. He appears to fall, unable to withstand the putrid gift, and he's left to rot in the ruins of a world he once sought to leave. His sister, taken by the vampire lord. But Cohen survives, perhaps due to those long days toiling among the silver mines. Something has altered Cohen, something that keeps the vampiric blood at bay, or at least cornered. Cohen becomes something else entirely, something the world may not yet know it yearns for, or something it may reject. Cohen has become a Dawnwalker, half human, half vampire, prevented from a full transition, but granted vampiric powers that both horrify and perhaps liberate him. They provide him the means to break his shackles, to challenge the order of Veil Sangora, and perhaps spare his family from the tainted bite of the next in a long line of cruel rulers. My name is Jared Flynn. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day. I hope you enjoy the hell out of the blood of the Dawnwalker, because I expect to.